Should we load it up Carla, or we can make, we can make, or I can make dinner
Either. I gotta go back to Raspadori, but
right away?
no.
I don't know. Think about what you're gonna use for lunch.
Oh, okay, you were thinking about it. I was practicing. You need. Hello. How are you? Good. I've never heard that. Like a transportation? Yesterday at noon class, we still have a lot of time before we get started. We're waiting on a bunch of folks, but we'll grab all the props today so you can take your time, get comfortable. 2 blocks, a blanket, strap, and therapy balls. We'll have some time to roll towards the middle and the end of class, and I can also bring you stuff as we start to move about. I was saying how quiet it is. Yesterday at the noon class, school was in session. And they were all at recess from 12 to 1. And so now I'm like, what is this eerie, echoey silence that's happening in the studio? You ready to stretch? Hi, welcome. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Bless you. Hello, good to see you. Good. Hi, how are you? Always open. We'll start in another minute or two, y'all. Take your time. We'll use all of the props this evening, so 2 blocks, a blanket, strap, therapy balls. I never have agendas with the bolsters, but you're more than welcome to grab one. We can see something to do with it. Jonathan, do you guys use the pink balls in the sculpt class? No. No? I'm so curious. Yeah, there's like ideas that I have, but I've never used them here. Pillow. Oh.
Like kind of like you're like lifting your leg, but like to elevate
Oh.
so that you're not
Drooping.
down too far.
I imagine you like squeeze them a lot with your legs, but I have no clue whatsoever. Okay.
We'll ask for that.
I use them in like one mat. I went to like one mat Pilates class.
And you use them? How?
Yeah.
Like this?
I think
On your back?
on our back.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like there's so
I
much.
just remember using them and I was like, wow, this is sweet.
Yeah. Very pink. We used something like that in our, years ago we had the training for the therapy balls here, and we used them slightly deflated to roll out your belly, to give your belly self-massage. But I can't imagine using them in like a, I'm squeezing I'm so curious. One day I'll make it to a class that has it, but until then, I'm gonna ask all of you.
Sometimes you put it in your low back and you go down and do like core work.
Oh, balancing on it, because it makes you weeble.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
In between the thighs to like squeeze. Yeah.
There's no translation to yoga practice, you know, so I'm like, how can I use it? I can't use it.
Chair pose, you put it in between instead of a lock.
That's, yeah. One day we'll workshop it when there's just 2 of us. Okay. All right, y'all, good to see you. There'll be a few more folks trickling in as we start to get moving, but great to be with you all. There's a few new faces to class, maybe new to the studio, new to me, or it's been some time. My name is Anisha. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm glad you guys are all here too. We'll use all of the props like I mentioned. If there's anything that you need as we start to move, I can grab stuff for you. Feel free to grab anything that you see up here. And the way the class will look is I'll be practicing from the mat and teaching, but if at any point you have questions or things come up, feel free to interrupt me or call me over and I can help in any way that I can under the yogic umbrella. The one announcement, I'm going to forget to say it afterwards, so I just want to tell it to you before, is Labor Day snuck up on me and it is next Monday. So if you have plans, love it. If you're in the city, there's just one class on Monday. I'm going to be teaching at 10:30. So if you're a morning yoga person and want to come by, I'll be here. If you are here, and even if you're not here, I'll still be here. So 10:30 Monday, and then a whole bunch of other stuff happening. Any requests this evening? Any parts of your body or poses that need some extra special attention? IT band. Yes. Eventually, at a certain point, it gets to the whole body, but I like to, you know, we can take, the requests help to just specialize and focus on just some different cueing, but shoulders, upper body, IT band. Great, okay, we'll get to those extra. We won't start it today, but today is the official holiday of one of the great lords of yoga. He's peppered all throughout the studio. I'm pointing above the camera where his little stuffed animal is. He's up here at the bottom, and he's all downstairs throughout. And he's the god who has the face and head of an elephant and the body of a very large baby boy. And his name in the Hindu and yogic tradition is Ganesh. And it's his birthday and his holiday today and tomorrow. And so I won't share too much with you, but just as a little teaser, for the whole month of September, we'll practice poses and mythology and in stories that are related to him. And when we move towards poses around Ganesh, we do a lot of binds. We're not doing that today, but we'll do it next week and take all month of September for it. But Ganesh, he is known traditionally as the god who is known as the remover of obstacles. I often say the joke that, you know, you put a deity or a murti statue of him in door thresholds or in places that you're crossing over into a new place. My family puts a threshold of him in our car dashboard to remove the obstacle of traffic out of the way. It never once works, but we try and keep it going. But he is known to be the remover of obstacles, and also in the yoga tradition that we practice here at the studio, as much as he is the remover of obstacles, he is the obstacle himself. He is such a formidable size, and he often gets in his own way. So as we start to practice today, I'll share a little glimmer of what that means and how it relates to our practice. But shoulders, upper back, IT bands, and we'll do some back bends today to create some space in the chest. Take breaks. Sip water. The air conditioning will stay on the whole time, but let me know if you'd like it any cooler. But we'll begin in a heart opener, in heart bench. So if there's a version of heart bench that you know and love, you're more than welcome to get into it. The way that I like to set it up is your heads will face the front of your mat, your feet will face towards the back of the room, and you'll grab your blocks. One block, I like to bring one at its highest height, somewhere to the top of the mat. The second block comes to its middle height. If you want some extra cushioning or softness, you might drape your blanket over across the blocks just so that there's no pokey parts in your upper back. And as you come to lay down, you'll have it so that that lower block hits right in between your shoulder blades. Think less of the bendy middle part of your spine, but more at the top tips of your shoulder blades themselves. And as you use your hands to let your head come down to support the weight to have your block support the weight of your head, give yourself a moment or two to find a place where you can breathe in. And if something feels awkward or asymmetrical, feel free to wave a hand or a foot over. And sometimes moving the blocks an inch or two creates an entire world of difference, a huge, enormous amount of space. And as you come to lay down, you can do anything you like with your legs. They might be out long in front of you in that Shavasana shape. If you're experiencing anything in your low back or in your hips, you might bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat. Walk your knees into one another so the weight of your legs supports the other. And as your arms fall down by your sides, you might even let your palms turn up towards the sky to feel the shoulder blades come closer towards each other. And with your eyes softly closed or softly open, can you turn towards your breath? Let each breath gently dissolve the day and the afternoon that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you let your breath naturally begin to deepen, take an inhale from your nose, past your heart, down into your belly. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, offer every ounce of that breath out. Continue with a few more rounds just on your own. Let each breath move in, down, and wide. And each exhale pours itself up, out, and through you. We'll begin our practice and our time here with one another with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and remember your breath. And now, keeping that connection inward as best as you can, gently blink your eyes open if they're not already, and then bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the floor. With your head and your upper back heavy on the block, take an inhale to reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling as your palms face one another. Spread your fingers, let your head stay heavy, and now on your next inhale, stretch your fingertips 3 more inches to touch the ceiling. Feel the shoulder blades broaden. And exhale to plug your shoulder blades towards each other. Feel your upper back settle. Twice more. Big breath in to reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, soften the shoulder blades towards one another. One more. Take a full breath in to reach up, spread through your fingertips. And exhale to plug your shoulder blades towards one another. Now, keeping the shoulder blades plugged, begin to sweep your arms towards the front of the room. Spin your palms towards one another, and as you reach out through your fingertips, anchor your tush and your feet down onto the ground. A big breath in, and even exhale to let all of that breath out. As you interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. You can use your hands to kick that block out that's supporting the weight of your head, and let your head here just be resting in the hammock of your hands. You might dart your elbows to the sky or open your elbows to opposite edges of the room, but press your head back to lift your chin. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale for this heart bench crunch, lift your chin, curl away from the block, keeping your upper back kissing the block itself. Inhale to drape yourself back as you press your head into your palms. And exhale to peel yourself away from the earth. 5 more rounds on your own. Can you keep your chin lifting away from your chest? Can you feel your ribs and belly button knit towards each other to lift you away from the earth? For these last 3 rounds, you might keep your knees bent and your feet on the ground. To add a little more oomph in the lower belly, you might straighten your legs in front of you as you dig your heels, your calves, and the backs of your thighs down. But following the rhythm of your breath, can you feel ribs knit together, belly toned towards your spine to lift you away from the ground? And the next time you find your 4th or 5th round and you peel yourself up, bend your knees, let your hands catch behind your thighs, and curl away from the block to come up to a seat. Come on over to tabletop facing the front of the room. So as you flip towards the top of your mat, you might have your blocks framing out the front corners. Onto all 4s as you spread your fingers, your knees under your hips, and curl those toes under. Now, moving with your breath, begin to link breath and movement through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here together and on your own. Feel free to stay more rounded or arched for a few extra cycles of breath. You made it. There's a spot right up there for you. You might move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, or shoulders forward of the wrists. But notice what it feels like to not just move your body independently, but how your breath and your body can really harmonize together. When you find your next exhale, make your way back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, bring your knees back behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take all the time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. In your down dog, walk your feet just a centimeter wider than they already are. Take up a little extra room. And now lift both heels and soften your knees. Let the backs of your legs and your hamstrings release. With your knees soft, stick your butt up towards the sky, and now pedal just your right heel towards the earth. And notice what you feel in the back of your right leg. Lift both heels high, bend your knees, stick your butt up, and pedal your left heel to the ground to notice what you see. A big breath in and a longer breath out. And as you lift both heels, soften your knees, peek forward, 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Those blocks might be right there, so you bring your hands high up onto blocks out in front of your feet. You might widen your feet an inch or two, or soften your knees. in service of giving your low back and your hips a little extra space. But as you let your head be heavy, can you bow in towards yourself? Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out through every direction. After a few breaths, climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand down through your legs, and on your inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands down by your sides. With your feet right underneath you, take an inhale, reach your arms forward and up to the sky. On your exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach forward through your chest. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. You might have your knees up. You might tap your knees down onto the ground behind your hips. But as you press through your palms, feel your shoulder blades broaden on your upper back. And now slide your ears back so your head comes in line with your chest. A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest. And exhale to take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Often in the beginning of class, we do these series of repetitive movements, these rounds of Surya Namaskars. Not only to link breath and movement together, but just to see how each round might create a little different sense of awareness, slightly more space and more breath. So anywhere you find yourself, can you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out through every fiber of your being? At the bottom of your exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think chest long towards the front of the room. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath to rise, stand through your legs, reach your arms up as you touch the sky. And on your exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Follow your breath as you inhale, reach up, get 1 inch taller. And on your exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Use your own fists. Measure your feet 2 fists width apart. And with your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and climb your palms up to your thighs for this round of chair. Let your butt get heavy. Guide your knees open towards those second and third toes. And as you press into your legs, lift your chest away from the earth. You can stay here for more steadiness in your low back. If you want to add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms up overhead, but listen for your breath. Take a full breath in and down. As you exhale, let your butt get heavy as you lift your heart, even your gaze, away from the floor. On an inhale, come all the way up to rise. Stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Bring your hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of that right foot. As you keep your left hand down, reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. And now stretch through the right fingertips as you wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat. A big breath in. And as you exhale, we twist open to the right, a circle. Twice more, reach your right arm back and then forward. Take a breath. As you exhale, revolve, open to the right. The third time you twist, stay twisting to the right as you reach your right arm up to the sky. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh away from the ground. Wrap your right hip back, and then can you lean back against yourself as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. On an inhale, unwind, lower your right hand, step your left foot forward to meet your right, all the hops you need. Inhale to lengthen halfway, think chest long towards the top of your mat. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Second side, keep your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. As you come up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your left foot, reach your left fingertips forward towards the front of the room. As if you could tug 1 more inch through the left fingertips, but resist with your left hip. Wrap the left hip back. A big breath in. And exhale, following your breath, twist open to the left. Twice more. On an inhale, reach forward. Notice what the shoulder, the forearm, the wrist feels like. And the third time you twist to the left, stay here for a breath as your left arm reaches to the sky. Lift your right heel, knee, and thigh away from the earth. Wrap your left hip towards the back of your mat. And then slide the shoulders and the ears back to lean back. A deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 2 more inches into your front left thigh. On your inhale, unwind. Lower your left hand to your sticky mat. Step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels and notice any difference you might feel. A couple more times together. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And as you exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A long, steady breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of you. And now from your down dog, float your right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the ground. And on your inhale, rise for warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Let your right toes point straight ahead and let your right knee point in the same direction as your toes. And now as you look away from the ground, reach out through your fingertips. Listen for your breath. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. Bend into your right thigh as you grow taller through the crown of your head. As you keep your legs the same, inhale to reach just your arms up to the ceiling. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let your left fingertips grab onto your elbow. Now think right elbow to the ceiling, and as you press your head back to lift your chin, can you slide your ribs back so the middle of your back broadens and widens? A full breath in. A longer breath out as you bend into your right thigh and lift your right elbow 1 more inch towards the ceiling. Now on your breath, release your arms out to a T. Plant your palms onto your sticky mat and back to downward facing dog. Follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale through to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale to rise, Bhujangasana, Cobra. And exhale to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale to float the left leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the ground, and on your inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. As you guide your left knee open toward your left pinky toes, can you peek away from the ground and reach out through your fingertips, grow longer? A full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Bend into your left thigh as you grow taller through the crown of your head. Now with the legs staying the same, reach just your arms up to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow. Let your right fingertips grab on. Now as you lift your elbow up and press your head back, notice when the head goes back, do the ribs and belly move forward? Think like what you did in those heart bench crunches. Ribs back and the ears back. A full breath in. Stay for the exhale as you bend into your left thigh and guide your left knee open towards the pinky toes. On an inhale, release your arms out to a T. Plant your palms. Step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, a breath to notice any difference you might feel or see. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. As you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for Cobra. Hug the shoulder blades towards one another. And exhale to bring it back to downward facing dog. A full round of breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. From your down dog, float your right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. And on your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. That's it. Heel toe your right foot an inch or 2 over to the right so your feet are less on a tight rope and more steady underneath you. But as you lift your back heel, knee, and thighs, stretch up through the fingertips and bend 1 more inch into your right leg. Now bring your right hand to your right hip. Grow 1 inch taller through the left fingers. And for a side bend, tip up and over to the right. Breathe here into that left side of your waist. You can keep your right hand on your hip to steady you. Your right hand might grab your left wrist. But as you tip to the right, slide your ears back to lift your chin and bend 1 more inch into your right thigh. Now inhale to come all the way up through center. Bring your hands to your hips. Tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg, grow 1 inch taller through the crown of your head. And now cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit your butt all the way back into your chair pose for standing figure 4. You can always bring your hands high up onto blocks out in front of you to hold something solid. You might bring your hands to your chest or reach your arms up overhead, but take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your heart, even your gaze, away from the floor. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet to the ground. Take a breath to reach up. And on your exhale, fold in towards yourself. This time, keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. And now here, a moment to choose your own adventure. We can meet in pigeon pose. You might heel toe your right foot over to the left and lower your right knee and shin down. If for any reason pigeon isn't feeling steady on the knee or hip, for lizard, you walk your right foot over to the right and walk your hands to the inside of your knee. But lower your left knee to the ground, whether you're in lizard or pigeon pose, and come high up onto your fingertips or blocks out in front of that right shin. A thigh stretch. Hug your back knee forward. Lift your gaze away from the ground. And now bend your back knee to lift your left toes up off the floor. You can breathe here. Or you might keep your right hand down and reach your left hand around to grab onto the left foot, the leg of your pants, or lasso a strap around the foot itself. But as you have a hold of the foot, think ribs back towards the back of your mat. Hug your shoulder blades together, and can you look away from the floor as you take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, grow 2 inches taller through the very crown of your head. And now inhale to release the hold of your foot, plant your palms. Whew, downward facing dog. That pigeon, I am dripping with sweat. The fans were on and now they're gonna be even more on. Ay, ay, ay. Some of you guys were in class, so you heard me say this, but you know when you go out of your routine for a while, and even though I do yoga every single day, I didn't do it for 2.5 weeks, and I did my first pigeon in yesterday's class, and Sean, I don't know if you heard it, but the audible groan, the involuntary groan that came out of my mouth was shocking. Okay, we got one more side. So from your down dog, take your time, lift your left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. On your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge. Reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. I know we got a whole other thing to do before even the pigeon. Walk your left foot an inch or two over to the left as needed. And as you lift your right heel, knee, and thigh, stretch up through the fingertips. And can you look away from the ground? Now bring your left hand to your left hip. Grow 1 inch taller through the right arm and up and over to the left for a side bend. Stay and breathe right here. If you did so on side one, your left hand might grab your right wrist, but ribs back, slide the ears back to lift your chin, and maybe bend 1 more inch into your front thigh. Now inhale to come all the way up through center, hands overhead or to your hips, but tiny bend in your back knee, get springy, and scoop your right thigh to your chest. Stand down through your left leg, grow taller through the crown of your head. For standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Think your butt back as you reach your chest forward. And let your hands hold anything that steadies you. Your hips, the blocks are up overhead. But do your best to flex through that right foot to steady the ankle and knee. And a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you lift your chest away from the earth. On your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower your right foot, reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, in towards yourself. Keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot back to catch your lunge. And now your choice, lizard or pigeon. It can be different depending on what you're working with and what knee and hip. But if you're coming into pigeon, walk your left foot over to the right and lower your left shin down. But as you lower your right knee to the floor, come up onto your fingertips or blocks out in front of you. And now hug your knees towards each other, meaning hug the right knee forward, the left knee back. Bend your right knee to lift your right toes up off of the floor. Stay here and breathe the whole time. Or with your left hand steady on the block or on the ground, you might reach your right hand around for the right foot, the leg of your pants, or if your strap is close by, for the thigh stretch. But think bottom ribs back, shoulder blades together, and as you lift your chest away from the ground, remember your breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, grow taller through the crown of your head as you soften the jaw and the space between your eyebrows. On your inhale, release the hold of your foot. Plant your palms back to downward facing dog as you lift your hips to the sky, and a breath to let yourself arrive. From your down dog, lower both knees to the ground, come to table. In your tabletop, walk your legs as close as you can bring them together, so thighs, knees, feet, calves to touch. And now curl all 10 of your toes under. Feel the arches of your feet. Begin to sit your butt back onto your heels for this version of thunderbolt pose, Vajrasana. This might be more than enough sensation. If you want to alleviate some pressure in the arches of your feet, you can bring a block between your butt and your heels. You can also stand up on your knees. But anywhere you find yourself, reach your arms forward, interlace your fingers, and flip your palms to the front of the room. Now shrug your shoulders to the ears, plug your shoulder blades together, and sweep your arms up overhead towards the sky. My pinkies forever will lift higher than my index knuckles, so try and lift through the index knuckles as much as the pinkies. And then again, ribs back, slide the ears back, and as you take a full breath in, stay for the exhale, grow taller through your palms as your butt gets heavier towards the earth. Now inhale to release your hands, rock it back forward to table, shake out your feet. You might roll the ankles, just a second to reset them. And second variation, you can tuck your toes under again, or for something different, you might point your toes and squeeze your heels towards each other. As you sit your butt back onto your heels for this version of hero's pose, Virasana, you might feel this in the ankles or the fronts of the shins. But interlace, reach your arms forward, take that awkward thumb on top, flip your palms to the front of the room. Now shoulders to the ears, so get long through the sides of your body, plug the shoulder blades together, and then sweep your arms up to the sky. Think index knuckles as high as the pinkies. And as the ribs slide back, slide the throat back. A full breath in. Stay for the exhale, grow taller through your palms as your hips get heavier towards the earth. On your inhale, release your hands. Come on back forward to tabletop. Shake those feet out, roll out your ankles, sip some water as needed. We'll take another few moments on the knees here. So if you'd like to use your blanket as some extra padding, feel free to grab it. But make your way, once you're hydrated, into your table. Come up onto all fours. Now in your tabletop, bring your hands as wide as your mat. This will help to where we're moving towards. With your hands wide, reach your right leg back, curl your toes under, and reach through your right heel. Bless you for a bonus calf stretch. Now think heel to the back of your mat as you slide your chest and your heart forward to grow long. Now draw your heel back over the toes. This time, lift your right foot up off the ground. As you lift your right leg, notice the higher the leg goes, my belly and ribs drop to the earth. Think ribs up, press through your palms to lift the shoulder blades. And now bend your right knee as you flex your right foot and raise the roof with your right heel. Come up onto your left fingertips. You can stay here and play in this asymmetry. Or you might reach your left hand out and around to grab onto the right foot. hug your right thigh to the left, shrug your left shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift your right heel to the sky, turn your belly and chest to the left for twisted half bow. A big breath in. Stay for one more exhale. And then on your inhale, release long through your limbs. Lower your hand and knee to the ground and back to all fours. Whew. Second side, last side. Any questions? Because we're doing it again and then we're going to do it off the knees. You can grab anywhere. You can grab pinky edge of the foot. So the unfortunate thing is I have an answer to your question, which is yes. And then I can also give you 3 others, which are, I like to grab the ankle because it makes me flex my foot to engage the leg. For others, notice what my shoulder does. So if I grab the big toe side edge of the foot, the shoulder wants to drop down. Versus when I grab the pinky side edge of the foot, this helps me lift the shoulder up. So, long answer to your short question, big toe if you want, pinky toe if you want, ankle if you want to flex the foot to twist. Second side. Last round. Tabletop. Come onto all fours. When your hands come as wide as your mat, it helps alleviate that weebly sensation, so take up a little more room. Now with the calf stretch first, reach your left leg back. Reach through your left heel and think heart and chest forward. Let all 4 sides of your neck grow longer. A few breaths. And now as you draw your left heel forward, lift your left leg up. Flex your left foot and try to straighten your knee. Now think bottom ribs away from the ground. If you haven't already, bend your left knee, flex your foot, and raise the roof with your left heel. Tent up onto just your right fingertops. Breathe. Stay here the whole time. Or you might reach your right hand for the big toe, the pinky toe, or the ankle of your left foot. Think hug your left thigh to the middle of your mat. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift up through the left heel. Let that revolve your heart, your chest, your belly open to the right. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now on your next inhale, release long through your limbs back to table. And a breath or 2 in all fours in child's pose or seated on your heels. A slow breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Okay, can come to take a seat. Sip some water if you haven't already and you need to. I want to show you one thing before we get to where we're going next. So I like to teach this pose sequentially, where we just did a version down on the knees, and now we'll explore it coming up into a twisted half moon with the thigh stretch. So it's very similar, but very different when the bottom leg is straight. The unfortunate thing is the best way to show you what I want to show you is through the back view, so you're going to have to see it from this angle, but just give me a moment. So in time, we're coming into Warrior 3, like we've done before. As you bend your knee, just like we did in tabletop, and you reach your hand around for the foot, what sometimes wants to happen is, check out my thighs. This leg wants to open up to the side. This butt wants to open up to the right. And then when you start to twist, it kind of twists you off kilter. So I want you to think less about how high this leg can go, where it's going in space, but more about, can you hug it into center? Almost use it like a little rudder for yourself. So this is what the back view might look like, where I'm hugging this thigh to the middle, shrugging the shoulder up and back, and as I hug this left thigh to the middle, that's what helps me twist my chest and belly away from the leg. Does that make sense? Like if that back leg was to swing open, I would fall over, but if the back leg hugs in, it helps my chest find a back bend. And so this pose in itself, it is a bind. You are quite literally wrapping yourself around yourself in order to make your body smaller. And we'll talk about this more next month as we do a whole month of binds. But the story of Ganesh, way back when in the beginning, The remover of obstacles, I'm pointing this way because I'm pointing to his stuffed animal above the camera. The remover of obstacles just as much as he is the obstacle himself. You are the remover of obstacles just as you become your own greatest obstacle itself. So I'm letting you think about moving against the tendencies of what your body wants to do. Hug yourself to center in order to create more space where there might not have been before. Let's try it out. I'm dripping in sweat in a way that I haven't in a long time. So I'm going to talk you through it. Downward facing dog, please. Do have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. They might be of use as we begin to move about. But from your down dog, take a deeper breath in through the nose and a long breath out through your nose or mouth. On an inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. And now come high up onto your blocks on either side of the right foot. Before we come into Warrior 3, we'll take a breath in a twist. So with your blocks on either side of your right hand, press your right leg straight to move towards this version of pyramid pose. Lift your back heel higher up off the ground. Wrap your left hip towards the front of your mat. Tack your right outer hip back. And now press into your blocks to lift your chest. Keep your left hand down. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And give yourself a little manual assist here. Wrap your right hip back. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And from your belly, begin to twist open to the right for this version of revolved triangle. You can keep your right hand on your hip. You might reach it up towards the ceiling. But as the right hip goes back, can you press your right big toe side edge of your foot down into the ground? And notice what you feel, perhaps in your IT band, the outer edge of your right leg. A bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then on your inhale, unwind, lower your right hand. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot forward to meet your right. Come into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Grow long through your spine. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Now bring your blocks out in front of your sticky mat. Climb your hands up onto your hips. Inhale to come all the way up to rise as you keep your hands onto your hips. Lean all of your weight into your left foot. Lift your right heel and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Now bend your left standing knee. For supported Warrior 3, hinge from your hips. Extend your right leg back as you reach your chest forward. Bring your hands high up onto those blocks, way far forward of the left foot. And now, like you did in tabletop, bend your right knee, flex your foot, and raise the roof with your right heel. Keep your right hand heavy on the block. You can start by bringing your left hand to your left hip as you turn your belly and chest open to the left. Your left hand might wrap around to grab onto the right foot or the ankle, but think right thigh, hug it to the middle, shrug your left shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift your right heel to the sky and let that turn your belly and chest open to the left. A breath, stay for the exhale, and then inhale to release long through your limbs. Step your left foot back to lunge. Step your right foot back to meet it and take it back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. See, it's similar but very different when you go from the knees to no knees. And by no knees, I mean you still have your knees, you're just not on your knees. Should we do the last side and then do it again next year? Lift your left leg up and back. Step it through to lunge. Come high up onto your blocks on either side of your left foot. And now as you press your left leg straight, come to this variation of Pursvottanasana, pyramid pose. So as you straighten your left leg, lift your right heel away from the ground, wrap your right hip towards the front of the room and tack your left hip back. Now press into your blocks to lift your chest. Keep your right hand down, bring your left hand to your left hip. And as you give yourself your own manual assist, wrap your left hip back, shrug your left shoulder up and back. Notice if the left big toe wants to flutter up off the floor, press that down. And then maybe your left arm reaches to the ceiling. But for Pavrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle, a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Can you lean back against yourself? On your inhale, unwind, lower your left hand. Step your right foot forward to meet your left into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. Bring your blocks way far forward in front of your feet. Climb your hands up onto your hips. And on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lean into your left foot. Lift your right heel. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. This feels like the second side, yes? Okay, great. Soften your left standing knee. Hinge from your hips. Think chest forward as you extend back through the right leg. Now lift the bottom ribs up. Stretch your chest forward, and as your hands come high up onto those blocks in front of the left foot, lift your chest, look forward. Bend your right knee, flex your right foot, and raise the roof with your right heel. Now with your right hand down on the block, start with your left hand to your left hip. Shrug your left shoulder up and back. Is this the same side? Liars! I asked you! Shake it out. Come both feet on the ground. This is what happens when you go away for 2 weeks and you know how to teach. Okay, there were so many looks and no one said anything. Okay, let's try the other side. I know, sometimes I black out in this pose too and just want to get it over with. Lean into your right foot. Lift your left heel. There it is. Thank you. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Now here we go. Last round, forever. Reach your chest forward. Extend back through your left leg. Bring your hands high up onto your blocks in front of the right toes. Now get long first. So as you reach back through your left heel, think chest forward and lift your bottom ribs away from the ground. Now bend your left knee, raise the roof with your heel. And as your right hand comes to your right hip, the real other side, shrug your right shoulder up and back. Twist to the brick wall to the right. Stay here, or you might reach your right hand around to grab onto the left foot. Hug your left thigh an inch to the middle of your mat. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift your heel up and turn your belly to the right. A breath. On an inhale, grow long through your limbs. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot back to meet it, to come on back to downward facing dog. A long breath in and a deeper breath out. Now your choice, stay right where you are. You might lower your knees to the ground and take your breaths closer to gravity, or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, move or stay still, can you offer it to your breath first and foremost? Deepen each breath in and lengthen the entirety of your exhale out. When you find your next few breaths, come to tabletop onto your hands and your knees. And from table, we'll flip over onto our back for a moment to do some back bends. But as you come to lay on your back with your head facing the front of the room, feet facing the wall behind you, have your block close by, one of your blocks within a grabbable distance, and have your therapy balls close by as well. If you need those, you can raise a hand or a foot over and I can bring some over to you. But come to lay down onto your back. I'll bring all the props, but as you come to lay down, bend your knees, knock your knees into each other, and let your hands come onto your belly or onto your chest. Take a big breath into your palms and open your mouth to let that breath go. Take one more, a full breath in and down, and as you offer all of that breath out. Now here, this evening, I'll talk you through 3 rounds of backward bends. You get to decide and determine which direction you'd like to move towards. You can take supported bridge for the entire 3 variations, or bridge pose, or Urdhva Dhanurasana. But for the first choice, as you bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the ground, bend your elbows, and point your fingertips up towards the ceiling. In fact, bring your block and place it in between your thighs for a moment to give your legs something solid to hug into. So as you find a block at its narrowest width in between your thighs, bend your elbows, point your fingertips to the ceiling, and wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Now squeeze the block, press through your legs. On an inhale, lift your hips up and away from the ground. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another to lift your chest, and then press your head down to lift your chin. Let there be space for breath to come through. You can stay right here in Setu Bandhasana. You might bring your other block underneath your butt to be in supported bridge. But take 3 deep breaths as you press through your feet, squeeze the block to lift your hips, wiggle the shoulder blades together to lift the back of your heart. Deepen the next breath in. Stay for the exhale as you offer that breath out. And now slowly release your hands, release your tush, clear the block, and knock your knees into each other as you call yourself back to your breath. A long breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. So round 2 out of 3. You can do bridge pose again, Setu Bandhasana. Bridge pose with a block underneath you for supported bridge, or for Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. I'll talk you through all the variations. But if that block helped in between your thighs to give your legs something to hug into so you don't feel this in your low back, find the block and place it in between your thighs one more time. Bend your elbows, point your fingertips towards the ceiling. Wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. And as you press through your feet, lift your hips. Wiggle the shoulder blades together to lift the back of your heart. Bridge. Slide a block underneath your tush and stay here in supported bridge. Or for upward facing bow, you might bring your palms by your ears, hands as wide as your mat. Squeeze the block, press through your legs. Perhaps you come up to the crown of your head first. Maybe you press through your legs to straighten your arms. But a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. After 2 or 3 breaths, come down the same way you came in. Kiss your upper back to the earth, kiss your hips to the ground, clear the block, and knock your knees into one another as you call yourself back to your breath. A long breath in, down, and wide. As you exhale, offer every drop of that breath out. So round 3 out of 3. Supported bridge, bridge pose, or upward facing bow, your choice. But as you find the block between your thighs, follow your breath. Inhale to lift the hips up, wiggle the shoulder blades together. Maybe your hands come by your ears, and as you press through your legs, you might move your arms towards straight. But hug that imaginary block between your thighs to clear space in your low back. Press through your thighs to lift up through the hips. After 2 or 3 or 4 rounds of breath, come down the same way you came in. Kiss your upper back, your tush, down onto the earth. And with your feet as wide as your mat, hands come to your belly, just being mindful of props and neighbors around you. Drop your knees over to the right, like windshield wipers on a car. On your inhale, bring your knees all the way up through center. Feet wide, knees wide, as you drop your knees over to the left. Do that one more time, following your breath. Let the belly be soft and full. Let your hips and your glutes massage and soften to the ground as a counter pose for those backward bends. And after you've gone evenly from one side to the other, the next time your knees come through center, bring your feet as wide as your mat. Drop both of your knees over to the right hand side and stay for a breath or 2. You can be here the whole time, or you might cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And instead of pressing your left thigh down to the floor, create some resistance. Press your left thigh up into your right ankle And use your right ankle to lengthen and traction your left thigh away from your left hip towards the door you came in. But a deeper breath in through the nose. Stay for the exhale. Let both shoulder blades and the back of your head soften to the ground. On your next breath in, uncross your legs, draw your knees and your feet back through center. With your feet as wide as your mat, drop your knees over to the left-hand side. You can stay right here breathing. Or you might cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And to create some resistance, instead of pressing your right thigh down to the ground, press your thigh up into your left ankle and use your ankle to traction to lengthen your left thigh towards the back of your mat. Twists are always a great counter pose for back bends, because while back bends contract the entire back of the body, the twists lengthen the muscles around the spine. So as you take one more full breath in through the nose, a deeper breath out in every direction. On your next inhale, uncross your legs, draw your knees and feet back through center, and give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. You might make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean from side to side or come into your version of happy baby as you widen your knees, and your hands might catch the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the pinky edges of your feet. But as you take a deep breath in, let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer every ounce of that breath out. Now slowly release the hold of your legs down to the earth. This evening, I'll talk you through some therapy ball work in the upper back before we set up for rest. Some options, if you'd like to set up for rest early, you're more than welcome to. We'll meet you there momentarily. But if you're interested in the therapy balls, you can grab them, keep them in their tote, or take them out. But as you hold the therapy balls in your hands, lift your head and your shoulders up and away from the ground, and from your upper back, pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulder blades on either side of your spine. Once you find a place you can breathe in and be curious about, somewhere at the upper tips of your shoulder blades. Inside, top tip. Up to you. Totally up to you. Some people, everyone just has a different preference. I find if I keep them in, they don't slide, but you can explore and play. So once you find the therapy balls to the top tips of your shoulders, you might bring your head down onto the floor, or if you'd like to alleviate pressure, perhaps you bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. Remember, the work with the therapy balls is less about being in the places of the most intensity, the most sensation, but seeing if you can breathe through all the fluctuations. Take a long breath in through the nose, and even open your mouth to let that breath go. And now to find two more places in the upper back, with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Press through your feet and roll your body towards your head so you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they just were. Let your butt be heavy, let your head be heavy on the block or on the ground as you take a deep breath in and exhale through your nose or parted lips to offer all of that breath out. There's so much to do in stillness. You can stay right where you are. Or to explore any gentle variation, you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling with your palms and arms heavy and soft. Perhaps you move them from side to side, almost like seaweed in water. Take a deeper breath in anywhere you find yourself. And a longer breath out through every fiber of your being. Now, after a few breaths, lower your arms down by your sides. And for one more place, press through your legs to roll your body towards your head until the therapy balls come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than where they've been before. With your head and your butt heavy, take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Again, you can keep your arms heavy anywhere they are. Or you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And this time, give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Let your palms and fingers be soft. You might lean slightly from one side to the other or stay still. If you are giving yourself that hug, you might switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. But a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey a few ways, you can scooch your hips towards your heels and feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side and push them out of the way as you come to lay your upper back onto the earth. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit for the remainder of rest. For sometimes if they stay in for Shavasana, they create more tension than softness. And the next place we meet is in your pose of rest. So give yourself a moment or two to take anything it is that you need, any layers to add, any props to support you. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. Perhaps you lay here on your back or curled over onto your side in the side-laying Shavasana. But this evening, I'll talk you through a few rounds of pranayama, of some breath work, to prepare the body for rest and to draw your attention more inward. I really invite you to follow your pace more than the sound of my voice. But for this interrupted or suspended breath called Viloma Pranayama, begin by taking a breath in through your nose to fill your belly and up into your chest, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. Now feel your next inhale in 3 separate parts. With your lips closed, inhale to fill just your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill the back and front of your chest, pause. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. That's one round following your pace. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, hold. Fill up into your heart, pause. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. 3 more rounds. Inhale, the belly fills, retain. Fill your lungs and the sides of your waist, hold. Fill the back and front of your chest, pause. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath out. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, pause. Fill up into your heart, hold. And exhale through your nose to empty the breath out. Last round. Inhale to fill your belly, retain. Fill your lungs, pause. Feel the back and front of your heart hold. And exhale through your nose to offer all of that breath. Without any holds or pauses, take a breath to fill your belly, your chest, your throat up into the crown of your head. And exhale to let every drop of that breath pour itself through you. Now, without any holds or pauses, let each round of your breath begin to dissolve the entire practice that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes space for what has yet to come. So here as each round of your breath lets you become heavier into the floor. The heavier you become, the more expansive and the more spacious you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to gently awaken the body that you're in with any movement that feels supportive and sweet to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against the ground. Or just being mindful of neighbors and those around you. You might reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, reach one or both of your arms overhead as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. A breath or two here against the ground, and with the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With your eyes softly closed or softly open, can you once again listen for your breath? Let your next breath move in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath up and out through every fiber of your being. We'll finish our time with one more of those same breaths. You can draw your hands to anywhere that feels like center for you as you take a deep breath in to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple but sincere gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Drink water, take care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you soon. If there's any props or mats you use from the studio, there's a bucket of wipes here just to give things a little swipe with. It always helps keep everything tidy and sweet. Next Monday, one class. Weekend is regular, next week is regular. Next week in my class for the month of September, we'll do stories of Ganesh and a practice of binds. And then the fall lineup is stacked. There's so much. Mariel's teacher, who she's been practicing with for like 20, 25 years, Desiree, is coming to town from September 19th to the 21st. So if you're around, she will tell you everything. Yesterday she said, she was like, make sure you tell everyone they'll get a money back guarantee. And I was like, what does that mean? So Desiree is one of Mariel's favorite teachers. I think it's just a true honor to have her here. If you have questions, ask any one of us. Well, not me. I've never practiced with her, and I will be there learning. So you should come by. I will be teaching the free art museum classes on Saturdays in September. They're from 9 to 10 at the Sculpture Garden at the art museum. And if you come at the end, Siobhan, who's running the programming there, gives a discount to the art museum so you can make a whole day of it. And then Kai, who just graduated teacher training, is also a martial artist and like an incredible human person. I'm so bad at advertising these things. It is just simply called Self-Defense, a 4-week series, and I would trust him with my life. So if you're free, Monday nights from 6:45 to 8 p.m. downstairs for all of September. All of this is on the internet, but worth just saying with my human words. Does anyone, yes, please interrupt me all the time.
When is the art museum thing again?
Saturdays, 9 to 10, starting I should really know this because I'm teaching it. It's whatever the first Saturday of September is. It's for 4 weeks. Yeah. Anyone else have announcements? It's Fringe. Go see Fringe shows. Do you have any to recommend?
No, not off the top.
Great.
But do it. Support the
Support
arts.
the arts. Fringe all September. The other studio I teach at in West Philly is a Fringe hub. So if you find yourself over at Studio 34. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. I'm so sweaty. Thank you, guys. Good to see you. Oh, no. How'd that feel? Who's flying in the back fence?